One moment. Alright, just started streaming. Let me let everyone know that I'm on. What's going on with launch chat? Let's see. What's going on, guys? Michael, MK, Kayla, what's poppin'? Just letting some people get in here. I just started stream 80 seconds ago on the dot. All right. We've got basically 2 hurricanes right now. I mean, they're going to be hurricanes here in a second. So, that's fun. Probably a third down here. It's going to get its act together very shortly. I improved the transition again. It's a tad bit longer. The question is it too loud? All right. Let me know if it's too loud. Ready? What do you guys think? My screen's blue. Now it's not. What do you guys think? It's loud. Okay. I gotta tell, it's loud in my ears too. Okay, we'll turn it down. We'll turn it down. Okay. All right, we're gonna get started here in a second. I'm just letting some people get in. We do have a tropical storm and a hurricane. This thing's about to be a hurricane down here. I mean, they got it at 70. It's about to be a hurricane. We're about to have little twin dueling hurricanes down here. So we're going to talk about that. Just a tad. And we got some more severe weather today. I know what you're all thinking. Shocker. Just kidding. Of course, it's not a surprise. Sorry, let me just fix something on the side and then we'll get started. I don't know why this has been... Oh, I gotta expand this out, that's why. That should be good. There we go, I think we're good now. That's good enough. Alright, what's going on, everyone? How's everyone's day going? Let's, yeah. Okay, so we do have some tropical systems out here. Actually, it's probably better to... We're gonna go in here. I know that's loud. I'll fix it for the next time around. Let's go into tropical tidbits real quick. Well, here's the NHC. As you can see right here, we're going to go over everything and I'll answer some of your questions. This is going to be a quick 30 to 40 minute stream just to give everyone updates. And then we're going to talk about, yeah, and then later I'm going to get on to cover some of the severe weather. I will be quickly right now talking about the severe weather across the east, yep, including North Carolina. Some bad weather out there, still in the southern plains, New Mexico, and the tropics. So let's just jump through it real quick. Eastern Pacific, Cosme, Barbara, tropical storm and hurricane. They're both about to be hurricanes. And then a 60% chance for development. I believe this one is going to be Dahlia. Or no, Delilah. So 3 triplets. That's what's going on out there. If you want to take a look at how this looks on the satellite imagery, it looks pretty cool. Eastern Pacific. Here they are. Not that you couldn't see it. And our third one that wants to get its act together is right down. Let's see if we can see the spin. A little bit of a rotation down here. Anyways. Let's go into... I got to turn that off as well. 1 second. Let me turn the YouTube thing off. Let's talk about our severe weather today. Outlook. Here we go. Large. Oh, we now have a slight, actually. They added that up into Michigan. I got to update my Discord. It's a little bit behind on this. If any of my... Well, I was going to say my mods could do that, but I can do it. It takes me 2 seconds. Actually, let me do this. /SPC Sev. Day 1 severe outlook. Update it. All right. So... we've got a slight risk for severe thunderstorms stretching from Santa Fe down into west central Texas. Houston, all the way up to basically Buffalo, Rochester, New York, and then all the way out to Wilmington, North Carolina. Let's look at what's driving these severe threats today. Tor, we're looking from almost Houston all the way up through central to central eastern Alabama, including Montgomery and Tuscaloosa and potentially Birmingham. 2% Tor risk. Not a large Tor risk, but still a 2%. Another 2% Tor risk up here stretching from Huntington, West Virginia, all the way up to Rochester, New York. So eastern Ohio, north and western West Virginia, central to western Pennsylvania, and then out there in western New York. 2% Tor risk. Not an extremely high, but there is a chance, so stay weather alert. We got some severe thunderstorms down here. Your average severe thunderstorms, 60-mile-per-hour gusts, inch hail possible. Moving out into... let's see... let's take a look. No, not a Tor risk for Michigan, but when you have a severe thunderstorm risk, there's always a chance for Tor. This is our wind threat, so this is really the slights. All of these slights are driven by the wind, so you could have some damaging wind associated with some of these thunderstorms, not all of them. And this is our hail threat. Hail threat looks to be we actually do have a hatched hail region down here in Texas. That does include Seminole, or Hobbs, New Mexico, and then going into Texas, Seminole, Andrews, Midland, Odessa, Big Spring, Sterling City, Big Lake, San Angelo, Texas, hatched, meaning you could see 4-inch plus damaging hail. Really quickly on the satellite, here's our big upper level low up here spinning. Let's go into 6 hours. So really quickly, let me actually pull out my pen. Big upper level low. You've got this tail whipping around out here. So these thunderstorms are going to be moving in more of a QLCS type fashion. Kind of a squall line out into the east. And they should approach the east coast as we get into around midnight to 2 a.m. tonight. So there's going to be a severe threat continuing to move out to the east. That's where our storms are currently right now, though. Right here. Oh, that's an eraser. That's not... right here. Storms are beginning to fire up into north central New Mexico, as you can see down here as well. And they'll be slowly moving off into the east, into the south and east. All right. So, can I move this? Oh, why isn't this moving? What the heck? Okay, there we go. So that's what's going on with that. Last thing I do want to show you is on Radar Omega. Let's look at how these storms are going to progress during the day, and then I'm going to answer your guys' questions. Then I'll answer your guys' questions. What's going on, everyone? Yeah, I gotta lower the volume of my transition a little bit. Probably a lot of it. Here's take a look at our 16Z today. So as you can see, we do have some strong to severe thunderstorms moving into north and western Mississippi, western Tennessee, central Kentucky, central to eastern Ohio, and out into western PA and then western New York. These are going to continue to move off through the east as we move through the day. We will get a little bit of storms out ahead of that main squall line too. You can see moving through Georgia and South Carolina. So that's going to be a little bit earlier. We're talking maybe 4, 5, 6 p.m. We could get severe weather out ahead of this main, main squall line that you can see right here. Okay, but again, this is evening, mid-evening, and then as we get into late and overnight, they're out there on the coast. Last thing, and then I'll answer. Here we go. These storms out here. This is 6 p.m. Central all the way to 10 p.m. Central. And then getting into the morning hours, we could have some very large hail out here. Maybe 1, 2, 3 a.m. very large hail out there in western Texas. All right. So any questions? This is for today. Yes, this is for today. This is for tomorrow. This is for day 3. And then do we have a day 4? We don't right now, which is good. Storms last night. Storms last night, not that bad. Maybe where you were, Arlene. We had over 100 mile per hour recorded gusts at the surface, 3 to 4 inch hail, and something like 10 to 15 radar indicated tornadoes, a few of which were observed. So there's a lot of people out there who would probably disagree with you, Arlene. But I'm glad that it wasn't bad where you are. That's good. Adrena. Any tour risk for Murfreesboro, Tennessee? I don't believe so. Less than 2%. Not impossible. When you have severe thunderstorms, in my opinion, there's always a possibility. It's probably closer to 0.5 to 1% for tornadoes through Tennessee. Can you take a sounding for Tallahassee, Florida? I guess. I'm going to do it off screen here. Well, you guys can see it at the bottom. I guess your wish is my command, Eden. Your wish is my command. We'll just take it here. It's close enough. Large, lots of cape. Almost 5,000 surface cape. Good rotational shear down at the surface. Not really much velocity shear. You have a very low effective layer sig torque param at 1.0. There is possible hazard type torque, although your surface, helicity, and shear are pathetic. So not super concerned. This does ramp up a little bit as we move into the afternoon. Still not that impressive. You do get up to a 2.0 effective layer sig torque param, 150 SRH 22 knot shear at the surface. Is a little bit of capping, but maybe you have a chance for a tour out there at around, let's say, 5 late afternoon, early evening. Any risk for Sandy Hook, Kentucky? We don't have any tour risk in Kentucky except for far northeastern Kentucky, right on the border of Ohio. But if we do look into our categorical, you guys are in a marginal to slight as we get Bowling Green and out east. Come on, don't do this. Don't do this. That's not what I'm clicking on weather-wise. Let's do our job weather-wise. There we go. So, yeah, as we get Bowling Green out east, Elizabethtown out east, Lexington out east, Maysville out east, we're in that marginal to slight. This is mainly wind and hail driven, but mainly wind driven. Yeah, pretty unstable out down there. You could have some strong thunderstorms, to severe thunderstorms moving through Tally. What's up, PB? Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Again, you guys, this is all out here. This is mainly a wind-driven threat. Small hail is possible, or there's a pretty small hail chance. There is a hail chance, though. So you could see 60, 70-plus mile-per-hour winds in this region, or gusts associated with strong thunderstorms. As of right now, and we can take a look just really quickly at the satellite, your storms your squall line's kind of set up right here. Let's go to the radar for Tennessee. Here you go. It's actually moving through... about to move into Cookeville, Lewisburg, Lawrenceburg, moving out east towards Fayetteville, McMinnville, Sparta. So this is moving out east right now. And then obviously it's a little bit farther out west as you get farther down here to the south. But these are your storms moving through Tennessee right now. If you're spamming, I'm not going to answer your question. I'm just going to ignore it. You're allowed to ask the same question multiple times, but if you're spamming like Kennedy, then I'm not going to answer your questions. Actually, I'm just going to block Kennedy. I don't even want to be mean. It's just so rude. I think Kennedy asked the same question I saw like 25 times in 10 seconds. Like, that's just mean to everyone else in here who has questions. My patience has gotten short for that lately. I just blocked him. It's ridiculous. Where's your background music from? This would be yeah, this is Epidemic Sound. Epidemic Sound, it's awesome. I have a safe list, so I link my YouTube, my TikTok, my Instagram, my Kick, and basically all the songs that all of these platforms know that I have a subscription, $10 a month, with Epidemic Sound. So all the music that I play straight from Epidemic Sound, I have a playlist of like 30 EDM songs on this playlist that I picked out. They're all copyright free. It's pretty cool. Is a tornado possible in Somerset, Kentucky? I mean, there's less than a 2% chance for a tornado in Kentucky today. Is it possible? Yes. Very, very unlikely. Yali, NTX, and KJ, I appreciate you. Is Ohio bad? Ohio's not expected to be too bad. Again, we've got a marginal to slight in eastern Ohio, mainly being driven by the hail and wind threat. not, well, we have a tour threat for Eastern Ohio. Let me actually pull up the tour threat for you. So this is Warren down to Canton, New Philadelphia down to Zanesville, Logan, Jackson, Portsmouth, and out east. You can see it right here for Eastern Ohio. Only a 2%, but I'd keep your weather alerts on. Does warmer Gulf cause more Cape? Yes, 100%. Yeah. Yep, warmer waters are going to cause, it's convective available potential energy. The warmer the waters are, the more evaporation you get, the more moist and buoyant the air is, there's more convection potential. So convective available potential energy. Yeah, warm waters have directly correlate with Cape. Kid's birthday party this weekend in upstate New York. What does weather look like in the Northeast? Well, this weekend, let's take a look. I'm not going to be able to see. Let's go into multi-day. Here is our 1 to 7 day rainfall forecast. Notice we got a lot of rainfall up in the Northeast. If we push back into our 1 to 5, still in there. You know, I'll quickly run into Pivotal. Going into the Euro. Moving up into New England. Here we go. So this is throughout the week. Getting into the weekend, at least the Euro. This is a future model. Does see some storms moving in Friday night. Does see some rain moving through Saturday. And then Sunday, potentially Sunday. It's there's going to be a chance for showers across a lot of the Northeast Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's not going to rain. We don't have this big, huge low pressure system just dumping rain for 3 days straight. It's going to be on and off, isolated, moving through. So there's going to be probably some hours of the day over the weekend where you have actually nicer weather. But yeah, continuous shots of that stuff. Ohio get a tornado. Is it rare? It's not rare for Ohio to get tornadoes, no. I forget how much they average a year, but they average a decent amount every year. What are they, 40, 50 tornadoes, something like that? Maybe not that many, maybe like 30, 40. So it's not super rare. They get tornadoes every year. New information. The intensity usually isn't as crazy as it is in Tornado Alley, Dixie Alley, but sometimes you can get strong tornadoes in Ohio. Elijah, you in the back, what's going on? Will anything happen in Omaha, Nebraska? You guys are looking pretty good today. You guys are looking pretty good today. Day 2, day 3, you could end up in a marginal or slight risk. So that's going to be out Wednesday. Northwest PA, did anything change? No, I mean, we got a tour risk up there today. We got a tour risk up there today, you can see. Tour, wind, hail. They're all pretty small. Your hail's only 5%. Your tour's only 2%. Your wind is around 15%. So not the scariest of outlooks, but you need to pay attention today. Make sure you have your weather alerts on. Most likely you'll be just fine. I appreciate you, Blondie. Are you concerned for tornadoes in Western PA? We'll probably get 1 or 2. I don't think we'll get any big, like, significant tornadoes. EF2 plus, maybe EF0, EF1. These are mainly going to do roof damage, power outages, tree limbs, if we do see them. So now, is it impossible to get a significant tornado up there? No, but with this type of setup today, probably going to have like an embedded tornado in kind of a partial squall line. So have weather alerts on, but I don't want anyone to have too much anxiety up there. It's not the craziest outlook, but you never know. Weather's a little bit weird, but it's only 2%. I'm not happy about Michigan's upgrade. Again, though, it's mainly for wind. You got a 5%. It's mainly just strong winds. Yeah, 60, 70 mile per hour gusts at the surface are possible with some of these thunderstorms. No hate towards you, Connor. I just can't see Florida win again. Florida's going to win. Florida is going to win the cup again. I hate to say it. Actually, I love to say it. I saw something they said 49 out of the 50 states want the Oilers to win, which is like, why? Why wouldn't you want the U.S. team to win? I know the Panthers are like 70% Canadians. Well, what the heck? Yes, be weather aware and prepared. Exactly. Either way. What are the tornado risk signs for today? As I said, we've got this big low pressure up here to the north, spinning off this tail out here. We're going to have a little bit of vorticity up along this, some decent dew points. So, you know, we have we're going to have a good enough lift. We're not going to really see any capping potential. So the atmosphere is going to be able to produce, you know, these tall cloud tops, a lot of convection out here. So if we do get a tornado, it's not expected to be super intense. The instability isn't crazy up here. It's not crazy up here, but it's high enough for a tornado to form. It's nothing like what we've seen down there in the southern plains recently. I mean, taking a look. I'm going to take a look really quickly. 1 second. I'll just take a look off. Let me go into our instability surface space. Cape up here. Yeah, I mean, we're maybe pushing to 2,000 joules per kilogram surface cape, which isn't super intense, but it's enough. What app do you use for weather? Windy. Pivotal. Radar Omega. Weatherwise. And a few others. Weatherwise and Radar Omega are the two apps. The other ones are on websites. When is the most severe weather in Lafayette, Louisiana expected to come? Well, let's take a look. Let's go over to Radar Omega. Lafayette today. Not looking bad at all. The latest stage triple R doesn't even see any storms moving through Lafayette. Maybe around 9 p.m. tonight. Oh, is that what you're talking about? Lafayette, Louisiana? Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. If you do get strong storms, again, we'll probably be watching 8, 9, 10 for some isolated thunderstorms. Houston, potentially as early as 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 central. We could get some strong to severe thunderstorms down there as well. Yeah, Tallahassee, Florida. We'll start watching as we get into around midnight tonight. Well, 1 a.m. Midnight to 2 a.m. we'll say. Midnight to 2 a.m. We got a nice little squall line moving through your region. Hail, wind, and embedded tornado aren't impossible. Decatur, Georgia. Decatur, Georgia. Okay, so Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta. Let's take a look. Yeah, you've got isolated showers moving through all day in Atlanta. On and off, isolated discrete cells moving out ahead of the squall line. So really, there could be a slight severe risk all the way until 11, 12 tonight. Maybe even isolated behind that. There's just a lot going on in the region down here. You've got these cells firing up out ahead of the main squall line. So you're going to kind of have a chance for some strong to severe thunderstorms moving through all day. We'll have to see where they go. The HRRR is not going to understand exactly where they're going to be, but that squall line is going to be coming in and probably causing you maybe a little bit of issues in the region a little bit later. 8, 9, 10, 11 tonight. Broward County, Florida. Shout out to Broward. Look at you guys. Broward, look at that. Expecting some strong thunderstorms to move in at around 6 in the afternoon. 6, 7, 8 maybe. We'll have to watch some strong thunderstorms in and around that area. Southern West Virginia. Oh, I love when people give regions and not... Southern West Virginia, we could have some strong to severe thunderstorms moving in as early as 6 to 7 tonight, and we could watch that severe threat last until at least 11. So it's really an evening event for you guys, depending on where you are in southern. If you're farther western in southern West Virginia, it's going to be closer to 6. If you're farther central to eastern, it's going to be closer to that 9, 10, 11 hour. Yeah, Blondie, I noticed that. I noticed that static. The actual transition has no static. When it's run in OBS, it gets static. So it's something to do with OBS's settings that I may have to adjust because the actual file doesn't have any static in it. It's OBS processing the file, which is super annoying. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to look into it. I'll look into it. All right, and Diddy is blocked. Spamming. No, thank you. Western New York State. Mods, don't block anyone that's spamming. You can just mute them, but there's some people who get so obnoxious, I just have to get them out of the stream because I can't see anyone else's chat. Yeah, the transition sound's going to be turned way down, and then I'm going to have to figure out the static issue in OBS. Like I said, it's not the transition, it's OBS processing the file. I actually think it's because it's a 2K file. I just need to turn it down to like 1080p. And I think it'll fix that. No, I appreciate the feedback, Blondie. It is appreciated. Static is my warning to yank earbud. We're going to stay away from transitions for the rest of the stream. They'll be fixed for the stream later. What's going on? We love Zero. Savannah, Georgia. Savannah, Georgia tonight. Yeah, this is going to be more of a late event. I mean, look at this. We could get some strong thunderstorms moving in out ahead of the main squall line as early as 5, 6 p.m. But then check this out as we get into late. We're talking about 1, 2, 3 in the morning. We'll see if these storms hold themselves together. They could. Again, wind and hail, your main threat. Not impossible to have an embedded tornado down there. Central North Carolina. Let's see. Some thunderstorms rolling in at around 8, 9 Eastern. You know, not looking too severe. You can actually see, I can tell why they have kind of a gap in here. But yeah, this is a mid to late evening event for Central North Carolina. Hail and wind's going to be the main threat there. Warren. What? Yeah, I mean, Warren. What's our actually current radar looking right now in Warren? I want to know that. Yeah, you've got storms that have already moved past you. You could have a little bit of a severe threat over the next 2 hours, but really the main severe threat's moving off to your east right now, so you're not looking too bad. Upstate New York, we're looking at timing for upstate New York. We've already got some storms moving through western upstate New York, but we could see that first line approaching Rochester and then moving out towards Syracuse. Approaching Rochester at around 3 Eastern, so soon. And then Syracuse at around 6. Let's look at our actual radar. I don't think we're moving through Rochester yet, are we? Yeah, they're literally moving through Rochester as we speak right now. So Syracuse is going to be a little bit later. Potentially, we'll say 5 to 6 Eastern. And then we got another round of storms coming through Buffalo and Rochester at 6, 7, 8. And then that squall line out there approaches Syracuse, Utica, midnight 1 a.m. So a couple of rounds of severe weather out here for you guys. Yeah, I guess Warren could get another round of severe weather at around 5, 6 tonight. Hampton, Georgia later on tonight. You guys are, it's a small hail and wind threat. Again, 60, 70 mile per hour plus gusts are possible out here near Atlanta. You're going to have an isolated thunderstorm threat all day, and then you could see more of a squall line moving through at around 10, 11 tonight, but it's mainly a wind and hail threat. You can't rule out an embedded tornado, though. Hurricane outlook for Florida? Yeah, we can look at that. 1 second. So, let's go into pivotal weather real quick. Now we're going to tropical tidbits. Here's our 2 hurricanes. Well, one's a tropical storm. This is a strong tropical storm about to be a hurricane, and the other's a hurricane. We're about to have 2 hurricanes out here in the Eastern Pacific. What the heck? What just happened? Why is this website all messed up now? Oh, there we go. Okay. I don't know what's going on. And then we're probably going to get another one down here. Going into forecast models, we'll take a look at what our latest GFS is showing us. It hasn't been doing too well, but here we go. Oh, man. Yawning already. I've actually had a lot of energy drinks today. GFS is still seeing tropical cyclogenesis trying to get itself together within about 130 hours in the Western Caribbean. Then down there in the Southern Caribbean, it tries at around 200 hours for tropical cyclogenesis again. Not seeing much. It tries again. There's 3 different times where we've got convection moving into the Southern and Western Caribbean over the next 2 weeks, where the GFS wants to try to get a storm together, but it just can't. Looking at our Euro, we can see that convection moving in and those low pressure systems moving into the Southern and Western Caribbean as well, not quite getting itself together. We are currently looking at, like I said, Hurricane Barbara, Tropical Storm Cosme. Expect it within the next 24 hours to be Hurricane Cosme. These are going to run into each other. Now, there's 2 things that can happen when hurricanes run into each other. First of all, I want to do... Okay, these are going to go like this and like this. Okay, they're going to run into each other. Really quickly, I just want to do a poll. I hope you guys will participate in this really quickly. Quick poll. Quick poll. Give me 1 second.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated.
2. 1 second. 1 second. Do. 1 second. One second. One second. Wait, I'm almost done. Almost done. Okay. Let's see if you guys can answer this question. All right, go. Sorry, YouTube. This is just on the TikTok side of things. Guys, go vote in the poll. YouTube, what do we call it when 2 tropical cyclones collide?
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued.
Wait, YouTube, what do we call it when 2 tropical cyclones collide? Wait, I'm actually cracking up at the answers. A mess. Yeah, that's correct. Oh my god, I actually thought more people would know this. Well, it's okay. We're learning something today. Yeah, I'm gonna get back into answering questions. Okay, the question. Okay, it was cyclogenesis, Fujiwara effect, cyclofusion, or hey, what's up, mods? Okay, Heldingcast said Fujiwara. Okay, I actually thought Fujiwara would win out easily. We've got almost split across the 3. The Fujiwara effect. Okay, you can see this happen with tornadoes as well. There's 2 outcomes with the Fujiwara effect, guys. Either these storms run into each other and shear each other to pieces, destroy each other, or they move into each other and create a much bigger hurricane. Now, that second option is like extremely rare. Typically, if you have 2 different low pressure systems moving into each other, there's gonna be too much shear and they're gonna fall apart. There have been rare occasions, and it was one time over the Central to Western Pacific, I remember, where 2 tropical systems came together and literally formed a mega hurricane. Not by the strength of winds, but by the actual size, diameter of the storm. That is possible. You can't vote? What's going on? So what we think is going to happen is these are going to tear each other apart. But what might happen is they might collide and become a mega hurricane and then slam into California. No, I'm just kidding. They're not going to move into California, and they're probably not going to create a big hurricane. They're probably just going to get sheared to pieces. Anyways, we could have another storm forming out right behind them as well. So we could have 3 tropical cyclones at the same time. Really quickly, I did just want to show you guys satellite imagery, what's going on in the Atlantic. We can see what's going on. We'll just do Western Atlantic right now. Lots of convection down there in the Southern Caribbean. And then if we go back and we look at the tropical Atlantic, if it will let me, Eastern Atlantic, not much going on. We are expecting an above average monsoon season. We're probably going to get a lot of tropical waves coming off the coast of Africa as we get into the middle to late hurricane season. But these waters are really cold right now, and we haven't really seen that convection coming off of the coast of Africa. So there's a quick tropical update. All right, let's go back. Back to the questions. East Tennessee today. East Tennessee, we could see some strong to severe thunderstorms moving through, we'll say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks to be your, so early to mid-evening hours. Storms capable of producing maybe a tornado or two, a weak tornado or two, and some strong winds and hail. I was going to ask if he did yeah, I did. 1 for yes and 9 for no. That's funny. I know we can do polls on YouTube. I just didn't feel like setting up 2 polls. Trust me, I know. And I had a feeling more people on YouTube already knew the answer too. North Mississippi, we've got some, I believe, some thunderstorms moving through North Mississippi right now. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at our radar out here. We've got some strong thunderstorms. Could go severe. Moving east, about to approach Oxford and Tupelo, Mississippi. Now, if we're looking at what the rest of the day is going to look like, we could see some strong storms continuing to move through northern Mississippi, really all the way until about 2, 3 a.m. You can see we've got just kind of the bottom end of that squall line there, and then a little bit of an isolated discrete setup as we continue out. Secondary boundary right here as well, moving through pretty late. So on and off, chance for severe weather throughout the night up there in northern Mississippi. Really, your most significant severe chances is probably going to come between 5, 6, and 7. But, you know, things can change. This is Radar Omega that I'm on. Thanks, MK. Thanks, Blondie. Yeah, tomorrow, we can take a look at our severe outlook tomorrow. Here's our day 2 severe outlook. So, up and down the East Coast again, down there, in the portions of the southern Mississippi Valley and southern plains, and then obviously you can see a little bit of a marginal, well, down here, New Mexico and western, central southern New Mexico, and then western Texas, we could have a slight, little bit central Montana, a little bit of a marginal risk, and then even a little bit of a marginal risk up there in northern California and through portions of central to southern Oregon for tomorrow. So this is probably mostly hail and wind driven. Yep, wind up there, hail, another hatched hail down here in western Texas. Oh my gosh, you guys can't get a break. The only tour chances that we have right now, at least only 2% risk or higher, is out there in western Texas and out near Carlsbad, southeastern New Mexico. Winds just picked up at the beach. What the heck? My place in Plymouth, Indiana has a special weather statement. I don't see any special weather statements up right now. Actually, I might have those shut off. Let me see. There we go. I have them shut off. Just because there's so many of them sometimes. Yeah, I mean, you see, like, we've got so many. Oh yeah, northern Indiana. So special weather statement, 40-mile-per-hour gusts, pea-size hail. Not too bad. Could knock some trees down, or could knock some tree branches off. Could knock out the power, but not looking too dangerous right now. So moving up to the northeast towards Wakarusa. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not going to try. Middlebury, Bristol, Elkhart, Goshen. So could intensify, but not looking too bad right now. Special weather statements are usually placed for a storm that looks like it could become severe, but typically they're not severe yet. West Central Georgia. A little south of West Atlanta. How bad will it be this evening? I like that description, Brian. All right. So we'll say you're out here somewhere. Yeah, I mean, you're probably your highest severe potential is going to come at around 8, 9, 10, 11. So mid to late evening tonight. There's really wants to throw a gap of kind of calm weather in here, but we'll see. The HRRR model is never perfectly correct. Sometimes you see it actually connecting when you see something like this. So yeah, it's going to be a mid to late evening for you. Strong winds and hail are definitely a possibility as we get late into the evening for you, and you can't rule out a tornado in that region. Yeah. I think I'm going to get off here, guys. I've been on for about 45 minutes. I like to do these midday streams when I can, but I'm going to be streaming later for probably a few hours just to cover some of this stuff as we get into the mid-late evening, because we could get some spin-ups and stuff like that. So I'm going to be on later. We do have a little bit of a tornado risk today, and I think I'll probably be covering some of that. But there's not much going on right now. We've got a grand total of 4 severe thunderstorm warnings, and they're all your typical 60-mile-per-hour winds and small hail. Yeah, Brian, I appreciate you. You have no idea. Yeah, everyone have a great afternoon. I'll be on a little bit later. Who knows? We may have our second hurricane a little bit later, too. We'll see. They're probably flying out through that thing again. So I appreciate you, mods. I appreciate you, and I will see you guys a little bit later.